Your salary may be rising, your savings may still be in the bank, and yet you're quietly getting poorer. This isn't a conspiracy theory, it's not bad luck, and it's not happening overnight. It's happening silently, through inflation. In this video, we're breaking down how inflation slowly steals wealth from ordinary people, why it hits the middle class the hardest, and why many governments quietly depend on it. This is Economic Global Brief. Let's explain what's really happening. Section 1. What inflation really is. This is where most people are misled. Most people think inflation just means prices going up, but that's only the surface. Inflation is the decline in purchasing power of money over time. In simple terms, the same money buys you less than before. Central banks like the US Federal Reserve, the Bank of England, and the European Central Bank openly target inflation, usually around 2% per year, because they believe mild inflation supports economic growth. But here's the problem. Even small inflation compounds quietly, and over time, it reshapes your entire financial life. Section 2. Silent compounding effect. This is where the theft begins. Let's say inflation averages just 3% a year. That doesn't sound dangerous, but over 20 years, your money loses nearly half its value. That means your savings shrink in real terms. Your future expenses become harder to afford. Your past earnings quietly lose power. This is why inflation is often called a hidden tax. No law is passed, no bill arrives, but your money is worth less every year, automatically. Section 3. Why wages can't keep up. This is why people feel stuck. Many people ask, if inflation exists, why don't wages just rise with it? In reality, wages usually lag behind inflation. Businesses adjust slowly. Labor contracts update annually or later. And during economic uncertainty, companies prioritize costs over pay raises. According to data used by institutions like the IMF and OECD, real wages often fall during inflationary periods, even when nominal wages rise. This is why people feel they're working harder, but falling further behind. Section 4. Who loses most? Inflation doesn't hit everyone equally. The middle class and lower income households suffer the most because they spend a larger share of income on essentials. They hold more cash, not assets. They have less protection against rising prices. Meanwhile, those who own assets, like property, stocks, or businesses, often benefit as prices rise. This creates a quiet transfer of wealth, from savers to borrowers, from workers to asset holders. That's the injustice most people never see. Section 5. On why governments tolerate it. Here's a reality governments rarely highlight. Inflation reduces the real value of debt. When governments owe trillions, inflation makes that debt easier to manage over time. A dollar, pound, or euro borrowed years ago becomes cheaper to repay in today's inflated currency. This is why economists often say moderate inflation helps governments breathe. But what helps governments often hurts households. Section 6. Post-2020 surge. After 2020, inflation surged globally. Supply chain disruptions, massive stimulus spending, energy shocks, geopolitical conflicts. Central banks responded by raising interest rates aggressively, acknowledging that inflation had gone too far. But even as inflation slows, price levels rarely fall. This means inflation spikes hurt quickly, and the damage often stays permanently. Section 7. Can people protect themselves? Inflation is powerful, but not unbeatable. Historically, people protect purchasing power by investing in assets that grow over time, avoiding excessive idle cash, understanding how inflation reshapes long-term planning. This isn't about speculation. It's about awareness. Those who understand inflation early make better decisions. Those who ignore it slowly lose ground. Conclusion. Strong close. Inflation doesn't steal loudly. It doesn't knock on your door. It doesn't send a warning. It simply waits and compounds. Understanding inflation isn't optional anymore. It's essential. If you want clear, fact-based explanations of global finance without hype or misinformation, subscribe to Economic Global Brief.